Coming up on Cronkite News, Education for All. Groups march at the Capitol earlier today to make their voices heard.
And later, March means the start of spring, but winter is not quite done with Arizona yet.
Plus, keeping students safe in schools, how one local district is keeping weapons from entering schools.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Alyssa Munoz.
And I'm Anna Stansfield. Thank you for joining us.
In her budget proposal, Governor Katie Hobbs is asking that Universal Empowerment Scholarship accounts be repealed. She wants to limit the scholarships for the children that need it most.
But Cronkite News reporter John Brown was at the Capitol today, where many voices want to make sure that the scholarships are available to everyone.
Here at the Arizona State Capitol, dozens of groups behind me are advocating for universal ESAs.
Today, I want those in power to see that parents want this and that we are not going away. We're going to continue to show up so they can see more and more of the faces of the families that they would impact if they decide to repeal the Empowerment Scholarship account.
Janelle Wood with the Black Mothers Forum was not the only group advocating for universal ESAs. New Gains Academy principal Tahiri Freedom says every parent should have the right to choose when it comes to their child's education.
Children should be able to go to the schools that, whereas they have programs that make them happy, that they enjoy being a part of, and they wouldn't be able to do that without the ESA program. So we really need these funds.
As of this week, there have been over 48,000 Arizona students who benefit from universal ESAs. But some education advocates say the universal ESAs are limiting state funds for public schools that should be helping educate their students. High school teacher Andrew Lee says there should be money for everyone.
I've been a public high school math teacher for a while, and I think that more funding is needed for education, period. I don't want to detract from public education, and there's also a lot of amazing innovation that's happening because of ESA.
The executive director of the ESA program, Christina Curzo, was at the rally today, and she says the Department of Education will continue to support universal ESAs. At the state capitol, John Brown, Cronkite News.
Also down at the Capitol, the House passed a number of election-related bills. All of the bills are sponsored by Republicans who say they are meant to ensure election security and voter trust. The bills cover everything from access to early ballot drop boxes and securing ballots when being transferred to county recorder offices. One bill even addresses hand-counting ballots in certain situations. The bill passed out of the majority Republican House of Representatives, but most still need to be cleared through the Senate and signed by Democrat Governor Katie Hobbs before becoming law, which many lawmakers say is unlikely.
Election duties in Cochise County are now going to the county recorder David Stevens, but Arizona's Attorney General's office is questioning whether this is legal. The Cochise County Board of Supervisors approved the change along party lines earlier this week. All this comes after a year of voting machines conspiracies surrounded the county. The state solicitor sent a letter to the county saying he has serious questions about whether this is legal. The county recorder registers voters, mails ballots, and verifies signatures, while also the vote count is supervised by a nonpartisan director. Former county elections director Lisa Morrow resigned from the position after 5 years.
A big win for those who need insulin. A major pharmaceutical company is capping its prices, and the change will take place immediately. Drug maker Eli Lilly is capping the out-of-pocket cost of insulin at $35 a month. This puts the company in line with provisions in the Inflation Reduction Act, which capped the drug at the same price for people on Medicare. Starting May 1st, Eli Lilly is also reducing the cost of its non-branded insulin to $25 a vial. Its current price per vial is $82. Experts hope this will push other insulin makers in the U.S. to lower their prices.
As we head into March, we are tracking another winter storm moving into the valley.
Haley Forbes is in the Cronkite Weather Center with more on what's happening in northern Arizona. What a wild weather Wednesday we are having yet again. Now let's see what we can expect this evening. So around 9 o'clock tonight, we're gonna have some rain here in the valley. So if you're gonna go out, definitely bring an umbrella and wear a jacket if you want. And in the high country, lots and lots of snow. So bundle up and stay warm. Now let's take a look and see some of the winter weather alerts we have in effect. So obviously the high country is gonna be in a winter weather alert because of the snow. Even Tucson has an advisory because you guys could wake up to a potential dusting of snow tomorrow. Now let's take a look and see what snow amounts we are going to get. 16 to 24 inches in Flagstaff and 24 to 30 inches in Payson. Lots and lots of snow, so stay warm, bundle up, and make a snowman if you want. I'll give you more of the forecast later in the newscast.
Last year, more than 330 people were fatally shot or wounded on school grounds, according to the K-12 shooting database. That's up from 174 in 2019.
I went out to see how one local school district is trying to make its schools safer. The Agua Fria School District is installing advanced weapons detectors in 5 different schools. Verrado High School in Buckeye is the first school in the district to see them. School officials say they were crucial to ensure safety at their schools.
So after the pandemic, our students returned to campus, and in the 18 months that they've been back to our 5 schools, we've had 6 incidences of weapons being brought onto campus.
Nate Showman, principal at Verrado High School, says these incidents led to distraction in the classroom.
At the end of the day, kids want to be here to learn and participate in activities and sports and have the high school experience. Staff want to be here so that they can connect with kids and also so that they can teach their content. And if they're not feeling safe, then it's hard for anybody to focus on any of the good things of the high school experience.
In 2019, about 12% of schools in the U.S. had weapons detectors, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. That's a jump from about 8% in 2001. The ones being installed in the Agua Fria School District are unlike typical metal detectors. They are set to only detect heavier metals, like firearms.
We can calibrate the weapons detectors to really sense the type of metal and length of different types of weapons that could be brought onto campus.
When walking through with everyday objects, you'll see it won't go off. But if I were to walk through with a larger camera bag that has metal inside, it'll turn red. The Agua Fria School District spent about $500,000 on these detectors.
We were able to shift monies around to make it a priority to have these 21 weapon detectors.
The district knows that this is just the first step to ensuring safety on campus, but hopes that these detectors can reinstill a feeling of safety for students and staff.
There are still lots of things that go into school safety, and this is just one of the pieces, but I think just a visual is a good sense of assurance for students and staff.
In Buckeye, Anna Stansfield, Crime. Agua Fria tells me it plans on installing a total of 21 weapons detectors. The district says it hopes to install the rest of them by the end of this school year.
Coming up on Cronkite News, from heavy rain in California to chilly days in the valley. Our weather team explains what effect this winter weather has on the state's drought.
Plus, Kevin Durant makes his long-awaited Suns debut, and even Diamondbacks players are excited.
When I saw he got dealt here, I was pretty stoked. It'll be a pretty good show, and obviously he's just an incredible athlete and incredible guy, so I'm just happy he's with us now, so that's pretty cool.
General Manager of Arizona PBS. We've got so much going on here at the station.
I'm Catherine Anaya.
I'm Alberto Rios.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell.
I'm Ted Simons.
We want everyone to know that their Arizona connection starts right here at Arizona PBS.
For over the past 60 years, Arizona PBS has told incredible stories of Arizona's distinctive people.
We got to start being more vulnerable with each other.
What I love most about being a Latina woman is the passion and drive that I feel.
Beautiful landscapes and treasured history.
We're doing something that benefits the community.
Good evening and welcome to Horizonte.
Welcome to Check Please Arizona.
Welcome to the U.S. Senate debate.
The recipient of the Emmy is
Arizona PBS.
With snow in the high country and rain in the valley again today, it can be hard to remember that Arizona is in the middle of a mega drought.
And it's not just Arizona. The drought is impacting most of the Southwest. We have team coverage of the winter weather today from across the region, all trying to see how the wet winter may impact our drought outlook. Cameron Dean is in Los Angeles, but first we want to get to Connor McGill in downtown Phoenix. Connor?
Cloudy skies and rain projected into the night. But with all this rain that we've seen this year, one might ask the question, is any of it helping our drought situation in Arizona? The short answer is yes, but let's take a look at our drought index. Here you're going to see 4 maps of the United States on the screen. That top left map is going to have what things looked like just a year ago, and the state that we were in for the drought was severe. Now, just currently, things are looking a lot better. The National Weather Service saying short term, things are looking good, but long term, there's still work to be done.
Last monsoon season and the cool, wet winter we've had has played a great role in improving those shorter term conditions. But again, it's the longer term conditions that we still have to monitor, and we'll see this spring how much in the way the current snowpack plays on our larger reservoirs.
Now for where this weather is coming from, let's go to the LA Bureau where Cameron Dean is standing by. Cameron?
Over here in Los Angeles, the skies are finally clearing after a series of storms. LA has had a wet winter with 15 inches so far this year compared to the 7 inches the city saw in all of 2022. The rain is raising hopes that drought restrictions will be lifted, but locals are getting pretty tired of the gray skies.
I enjoy rain, just not a whole lot every day. It's just too much, for the kids to go outside and play, and grandmama sit out and drink coffee. It's just a lot.
The snowpack in the Sierras is what could ultimately help with the drought, and that is approaching more than double the norm for this time of the year. Snow levels such as these have brought some of California out of drought and could help reduce water needs from the Colorado River. For now, the attitude is, let it rain. For Cronkite News, I'm Cameron Dean in Los Angeles.
Just 19 days until the start of spring, but winter isn't done with us just yet. Let's send things over to Haley Forbes in the Cronkite Weather Center with more.
Thank you guys. Yes, so as you can see, this low pressure system is coming into Arizona, which is why we're getting all this crazy wind and rain and snow. And as you can see, the center of this low pressure system is right over the state, which is of course why we're getting all that snow. And then it does clear out a little bit. So Thursday we have pretty clear weather. And then let's take a look at some wind effects that we do have right now. So there's a wind advisory until around 8 o'clock tonight for the southern portion of the state, with wind anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour and occasional gusts of 50-mile-per-hour winds. So tie things down that can fly away and just drive safely. Now, speaking of driving, let's take a look at some driving recommendations that we have. So there are snowy roads, so definitely drive with care if you're in the high country. There's going to be lots of rain tonight, so use those windshield wipers, and then again, gusty winds when driving. So if you're driving on a north or south road, that is when the wind is going to be the strongest because it is coming from the west, so just drive with care. Now let's take a look at our 8-day forecast. It's going to be pretty chilly tomorrow with 60 degrees, but very sunny, and then we do clear out, and then we do have cloud coverage coming in early next week, but it's beautiful weather. We're in the 70s, 73 on Monday and cloudy, 73, so 70s throughout the rest of the week. So if you're going to a spring training game, beautiful weather there. And then we end on Thursday with lots of cloud coverage and 75 degrees. So beautiful, beautiful weather all around. Something to look forward to. For the Cronkite News Weather Center, I'm Haley Forbes.
Turning into some other news now, new numbers show home prices in the U.S. are still falling. Home prices cooled for the 6th straight month as potential buyers were pushed out by high mortgage rates. Nationally, home prices fell by a little under 1%. All 20 cities studied, including Phoenix, saw home prices decline in December. That's bad news for both sellers and buyers, as the lower prices are causing people to hold off on selling homes, limiting the number of available homes.
TikTok has announced a new way to prevent teens from endlessly scrolling on the app. In the coming months, accounts for users under 18 will default to a 1-hour screen limit. Once that time limit is reached, teens will be prompted to enter a passcode to extend their time on the app. This new setting is able to be turned off, but if it is, teens who spend more than 100 minutes a day on TikTok will be prompted to set a daily screen limit for themselves. They will also be able to set a custom screen time limit and a custom schedule to mute notifications.
I'm Cade Cameron. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Katie is back, and so is Brittany Griner. Get your first look at BG back in her element on the practice court.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection of documentaries from award-winning filmmaker Ken Burns.
Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
It is a story that Americans have to reckon with.
He's got my job. I'm the champ.
Discover over 40 groundbreaking films that bring our history to life. Stream the Ken Burns collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
General Manager of Arizona PBS. We've got so much going on here at the station.
I'm Catherine Anaya.
I'm Alberto Rios.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell.
I'm Ted Simons.
We want everyone to know that their Arizona connection starts right here at Arizona PBS.
For over the past 60 years, Arizona PBS has told incredible stories of Arizona's distinctive people.
We got to start being more vulnerable with each other.
What I love most about being a Latina woman is the passion and drive that I feel.
Beautiful landscapes and treasured history.
We're doing something that benefits the community.
Good evening and welcome to Horizonte.
Welcome to Check Please, Arizona.
Welcome to the U.S. Senate debate.
The recipient of the Emmy is
Arizona PBS.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Cade Cameron. The wait is over. Kevin Durant is making his Phoenix Suns debut on the road tonight in Charlotte. Durant has been sidelined with an MCL sprain since January 8th when he was with the Brooklyn Nets. The 4-time scoring champ and 13-time All-Star is ready to make an impact immediately, even if he hasn't memorized the Suns playbook yet.
Getting comfortable with everybody has been key. Just getting to know all the guys on and off the floor, having conversations with everybody about just what they see out there has been cool. And the conversation is going to be ongoing. I'm still learning. We're still learning each other. And every rep is important, so looking forward to it tomorrow.
The buzz around the Suns has never been bigger, and it's not just basketball fans making noise. Even the D-backs are excited about Phoenix hoops.
Yeah, it's super cool. The buzz in Phoenix is definitely high, and looking forward to, catching a game or two.
It's dope. It's great for the city. I think it's great for the energy. City that's been won a championship for a while, so we'll see what happens, but it's cool. I'll try to make it out to a game if I can.
Kevin Durant isn't the only big name who is expected to return to basketball. Brittany Griner is back in action for the Mercury. After spending nearly 10 months in a Russian prison, Griner is home and practicing with the Mercury again. She made her return to the practice court last week and signed a 1-year deal with her team. She's obviously a welcome sight at the Mercury and Suns practice facility where players from both teams are able to witness her back in action.
Real. It's really speechless. Just watching her, seeing the reaction on her face, and her just being back and you know, trying to get back in shape and just loving to do what she loves to do. You know, you tell her mind is free, and you know everybody's happy for her. So we were just letting her get, you know, suit back up and polish some things up, and she can get back to the old BG dunking on these folks. Man.
Turning to hockey, the Coyotes recently hosted their Celebrity Waiters Gala. It was the first time the event has been held since the pandemic. And as John Busker tells us, the players were excited to wait tables and help raise money for the community.
The Arizona Coyotes 2023 Celebrity Waiters Gala took place at the Wild Horse Pass Resort in Chandler. The Yotes players served as waiters for the event, mingling with guests in an effort to raise money for the Arizona Coyotes Foundation. Players were excited to get the event underway.
It's been a while. Any of us have really been able to be a part of something like this, so we're looking forward to it, and it's all good fun, and raising money for the foundation is awesome, so it'll be a good night.
The community aspect of the event was very important to the players. The waiters for the night were excited at the opportunity to interact with the guests in attendance.
The chance and the ability to be able to reach out and talk and just be ourselves for a little bit, it's definitely a good feeling.
The Coyotes Foundation works with organizations in Arizona, specifically focused on education, health and wellness, and economic advancement. The event raised money with an auction, both outside and inside the dining hall, as well as letting the guests tip their waiters. With this in mind, the players were ready to go, but there was one thing they were worried about: their skills serving food.
I honestly don't really know what to expect. They briefed us a little bit, but I don't know, maybe I'll be a little nervous, hands will be shaking a little bit.
Not too confident, but you know, it's not my forte, but I'll see what I can do.
In the end, both players and guests enjoyed themselves, with smiles decorating the faces of all in attendance. In Chandler, John Busker, Cronkite Sports.
March Madness is back. The Women's Pac-12 tournament kicked off today in Las Vegas. 12th seed Arizona State took on number 5 UCLA. Today's winner of this game will go on to face number 4 Arizona. ASU unfortunately lost to UCLA, but it was a close one in overtime. This means the Bruins will take on 4th seed Arizona tomorrow. The Sun Devils only won one conference game this season. The last time the Cats and the Bruins faced off, the game ended in overtime with Arizona pulling off the upset. The game starts at 1 tomorrow on the Pac-12 network. Hamilton High School is looking to defend their state baseball title this season, and they may have the team to do it with another stacked roster. Aviana Hoppus has more on the Huskies' quest for a repeat.
There is no doubt that Chandler, Arizona is a hotbed for baseball talent, and a lot of that talent has fed into Hamilton High School. After winning their 8th state championship last year, the Huskies remain focused and the goal remains the same.
Same thing as last year. I mean, just get back to where we were and obviously stay on top.
The Hamilton players hit the field for 3-hour practices during the week, and the time spent on the diamond has helped make them a perennial power.
Things I think is a great benefit to us is that if you come to Hamilton and you're here, you're going to play among other players oftentimes that are elite, okay? And I think you get better by playing with other elite players.
Hamilton is ranked number 5 in the country in Max Prep's preseason rankings, and they have 4 of the state's top 10 players. Rock Chalosky is ranked number 1 in Arizona and number 15 overall in the country. The rest of the state's rankings have Ryan Kucherak at number 4, Zach Wattis at 7, and Josh Tiedman at number 10. Head coach Mike Woods explains why his roster is so deep with homegrown talent.
Place to be, again, the neighborhood, the community. Our administration's always been very supportive. You know, Chandler Unified School District is very pro-athletic. You know, this area is kind of a gold mine for baseball.
From Chandler, Arizona, Aviana Hoppus, Cronkite Sports.
That's it for your Cronkite Sports Report. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Cade. And still to come on Cronkite News.
An out-of-this-world burial. Why one company is planning to send the remains of U.S. historical figures to space.
Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News
here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon.
Some of the best players for their program.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Now on Passport.
What are you looking for in your life?
There's an important story that needs to be told.
Is it a sense of your own destiny?
Choose your story.
Try to help create change in some way.
It's a beautiful thing. Not very many people get to see.
Once you come into the neighborhood, you are a part of the family.
You can be a good person or a bad person. It's your choice.
Stop complaining and go actually do something.
Now you can stream even more documentaries with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Private space exploration is growing, and now people are using it to get a final resting place in outer space.
Space burial companies are popping up, and now one of them is sending some of America's most historic figures to the stars. The space burial company Celestic will be sending authenticated hair strands of George Washington, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, and Ronald Reagan on its Enterprise flight. The announcement came fittingly on President's Day last week. This space flight will also carry DNA from Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry and other cast members from the 1960s TV show. Talk about an out-of-this-world burial.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.